Yes, you read that right. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA right now. I said all summer to not be surprised if this guy comes back and he defends his MVP trophy. But before I jump into it, drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel with the noties on. The goal is 10K by 2022, and it's only possible with the help of you guys. Now, if you include preseason, every Nuggets game this whole season has been within 12 points or less, whether they won or lost. And that calls for a lot of times, really, when Jokic has to play down the stretch of the games. Outside of the Jazz game where he got hurt, he's been averaging like 34, 35 minutes per game this year, with no Jamal Murray, and figuratively speaking, as of right now, no Michael Porter Jr., because he's just been awful to start. I know he just got hurt in the most recent game tonight against the Rockets, but still, he hasn't really been that great. Averaging about 25, 13, and 5, and 1.5 steals on roughly 60, 40, 80 splits, which is roughly 70% true shooting, a 14 BPM, a .349 win share per 48 rating. I mean, he's just been doing it all for them. And he just did it again tonight, albeit against the Rockets, but still he had impressive numbers, and then he had the game-saving block at the end. Let me show you some graphics over the past few days about Jokic. So after the first 7 games of the season, and trust me, the gap has only widened since then, including tonight. The Nuggets were a plus 80 with Jokic on the court, roughly outscoring their opponent by 10 points each game, despite a 12-point margin scores, as I mentioned earlier. And his teammates have been a negative 62 without him, roughly being outscored by about 8 or 9 points each game. Now here's another graphic of offensive points added as opposed to defensive points saved. Now here we can see like all the Nuggets right over here, but we're wondering, where is Jokic? And if we extend it just a bit further, and here he is. It's a complete outlier when you look at how much he's added on both ends especially, while half the team can't even add on one end. Now, someone even tweeted out, at this rate, Jokic is going to be dead tired by All-Star break. And that's another thing to recognize. I mean, this is the guy that everyone called the fat, chubby kid with no stamina, slow as a snail. But he's doing stuff like this and literally carrying his team. I mean, like we said, there's no Jamal Murray as of right now. And you'd think, oh, they still got Michael Porter Jr. And he hasn't been playing that well. And believe it or not, tonight he shot worse and scored less than his season average of about 10 points per game on 36% shooting. And again, I realized that he left early with back soreness, but the point is, he's been pretty bad all year so far. So then it's like, who's the next guy? I mean, Will Barton? And I give him credit. He has played well to open the season. But there are teams out there, especially in the West, with 2 or 3 maybe all-star caliber players. Will Barton, as great as he's been to open the season, he just isn't that. And even last year in the playoffs, Michael Porter Jr. was incredibly inconsistent. And we don't know when Jamal Murray will be back and how he will return. It's essentially just Jokic Island, and he continues to impress us. I mean, we already know he's a great shooter. He's a great 3-level scorer. He has a great post-up game, great face-up game. He's arguably the best passing big, not just now, but ever. And one of the best current passers in the whole NBA. And the defense has been better this year so far as well. And he's a 7-footer. And he's adjusted his body to be more acclimated to conditioning. And he still has the same strength down low. And he's already been a league MVP. So let me tell you, if he keeps playing like this, and especially the way he's closed out games just like tonight, and if the Nuggets are playing well once again this whole season, then he needs to be in the discussion for the best floor raisers in the NBA. And he will run away with the MVP this season. And look out, because when he does get Jamal Murray back, assuming he's back to form, and when Michael Porter Jr., I don't know how serious this back issue is, but if it is severe when he does come back, and if he's playing like Michael Porter Jr. that we all know, then this team is going to challenge everybody. It really shouldn't be crazy to put him in the discussion as best in the world. Why? Because he's a plumber or a milkman or a middle school janitor? That doesn't matter. He's one of the best in the game, and so far this year, he's done just about everything at an elite level. So I just kind of wanted to put out a video talking about Nikola Jokic, He's been insane this year. He just had another insane game. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell as well. 10K by 2022. It's only possible with the help of you. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.